school students and teachers.
Good morning, Mrs. Watagas.
How are you all this morning?
We are very well, thank you. And how are you this morning?
I'm very well, just like you. Thank you. You may be seated. Now we have a phrase for this lesson which says, needs are not known until you know them. Needs are not known until you know them. Now, I'd like you to probably talk about it quickly, and somebody, if you could tell us what you can about that phrase. You can talk about it quickly to each other. Needs are not known until you know them. Now we are basically talking about needs. Okay, anyone who is ready to tell us or to share with us what you can about the phrase? How about group 1, Helen and her friends? Thank you. We'll have Helen, is it?
To my group and I, our understanding is like needs are not known until you know them. Is like when you're planning something, you only plan what you want, but then when you come to the needs, you forget about them. Thanks.
Okay, good, thank you. That's what Helen has come up together with her friends. How about the others? Shane, you and your friends? What have you come up with? Okay, very good, thank you. Any more? From 2 groups, any more? Okay, so here the phrase actually means there are always needs. There are always needs, maybe in the community, maybe in the family. But you would not know those needs until you try to find out what those needs are. And once you find out what those needs are, then you know there are needs. And that is actually what we will be going through in this lesson. Our lesson, basically, we will be working around needs in the community, especially our school community. We mustn't forget that school is a community because it is made up of people like you and the teachers. Now, cooperative projects, we will be having a look at that in the next lesson, and I'd like to leave that with the class and the receiving school students. If you can, as homework, you try to find out what cooperative projects are. What are cooperative projects, or what is a cooperative project? That is going to be our unit for the rest of this term. But I'd like you as homework, try to find out more about what cooperative projects are. Now, community needs. Community needs is what we are going to have a look at. Now, before we go to that, let's have a look back at some of those terms once again that we had a look at from our follow-up lesson on the guest speaker that we had. Now, one of the terms we looked at was unplanned and planned settlements. Unplanned and planned settlements. Now, if I can have someone to tell us quickly what unplanned and planned settlements are. What planned and unplanned settlements are. Thank you, Adrian.
Unplanned settlements have services and unplanned settlements have no service.
Very good, thank you. Another term we had a look at was integrated. Integrated, especially to do with community development. If I can have someone from the class to tell us what you can about integrated. Thank you, Helen.
building networks with other possible organizations for better development to take place in the communities.
Very good, thank you. Now, another is building networks. Building networks. Thank you, Elisa.
To join two or more possible organizations together for a purpose.
Good, thank you. Let's have a boy this time for this. Alliances. Alliances. We are 3 girls, so I'd like to have a boy, please. Okay, Tulanga.
An association of 2 or more groups who agree to cooperate to one another to achieve a common goal.
Good, thank you. Now, community needs. Community needs is what we will be basically looking at in this lesson, community needs. I'd like us to brainstorm quickly what community needs are. Community needs. You have it on the screen. What can you tell me about community needs? We didn't have any from group 3, 4, and 5. So if we can have somebody from one of those 3 groups. Community needs. Okay, thank you, Paul.
Things needed in a community.
Very good, thank you. Now, identify essential needs in the school community is what we will be looking at. Identify essential needs in the school community. Essential actually what is very important or what is necessary for the community. Now we just have a look quickly at some of the definitions of some of the words that we will be looking at during the lesson. First one we have essential, which means very important or useful. Needs, which means necessary requirements that are lacking. Now if you need to have that one copied down, do so quickly. The next 3 words that we will be looking at will be the words importance, priority, and requirements. Now, while you are getting your those definitions written, I'd like you to give some thought about the definitions for importance, priority, and requirements. Now, if I can have someone to tell me what you think of importance. When we talk about importance, what are we talking about? Importance. William, what can you tell us about importance?
Something very valuable.
Okay, something very useful, something that is very necessary. How about priority? Priority. Yes, we have Tulanga again. Priority.
First.
Okay. Something of a very high concern. Okay. Now, and about requirements. We are only brainstorming. Later on, we will come to the actual definitions. Requirements. Requirements. Let's have someone from group 5. Hayano, if you can give us a definition.
Things that people really require for.
Okay, good things that people need or people desire for. Okay, so those are our definitions. Importance, concern, or usefulness of things. Priority, first concern or greater importance. Requirements, things desired or needed. If you want to have that copy done, you may do so. you to think about this word, resources. Think about the types of resources and what they are that communities need, especially in carrying out certain projects within the community. Now, every community has its own needs. One community, whatever problem a community has, or whatever needs a community has, may be different from another community. And all these needs very much depend on the resources the community has. So when we are talking about resources, what type of resources are we talking about? What type of resources are we talking about in here? Now it says different communities may have different needs, and how they deal or handle them very much depends on the resources they have. Now in here, what type of resources are we talking about? If I can have someone to give us the first one. And it says when these needs are not provided for, the community suffers. Now we mustn't forget communities actually the people who are in that certain area or certain place that they are living. So when these needs are not met, everybody in that community suffers. Now here I am asking for the types of resources that is needed by communities to help them to sort out whatever needs that they have in order to improve the standard of living. Thank you, Paul.
Water supply, electricity, and clinics.
Okay, very good. You say water. Any more? Clinics. Or we say health centers. Now, let me see what I have got from you. These are actually services provided for. Okay, you are actually giving me services, the services that are provided for the community by organizations, certain organizations. So what I actually have are services. Now I am asking for the resources that a community needs in order to help to improve its standard of living. Thank you, Carol.
They need money. They need money.
Money, very good. Money is one of the resources that a community needs in order to carry out whatever work that they can in their community to improve the standard of living. So we have money as one. Thank you. What else? Yes, Trisha?
Food.
Tools, okay? What else? Okay, we have a query from the same group.
Food.
Food. Okay, let me just say food down. Any more? Yes, Francis?
Shelter.
Those are necessities. In here I am talking about resources that the community needs to help them to improve their standard of living, especially in whatever projects they need to do now. Community needs money to purchase whatever materials they need from the shops to make whatever they have to make in the community. They also need tools to help them to do what they have to do. They also need what we call human resources. Just like Mrs. Cook, she's one of the human resources. So people can be part of these resources. whatever knowledge and skills that certain people have, they're able to give that knowledge and skills to others in the community to help them to do whatever they are doing in order for good living in the community. So these are some of the resources. This one's here. And basically what you have given me earlier, these are actually services provided for the people by probably government and other organizations. Now I'd like Rachel to read for us what it says about you trying to be useful members. This is actually talking about you, the students. Thank you, Rachel.
To be useful members, we must contribute our time, resources.
Okay, so there are about 4 things that you have to contribute, and 2 of them we have here are time and resources. You may think that you are only a child and that you don't have much to contribute to the community, but don't forget there are things that you know that your people back in the community do not know. You also have that time that you can help others in the community, and also resources. Now in resources it says natural and technical. Now technical is talking about tools and equipment. Okay, so if resources with technical and natural, whatever you know, whatever you learn about at school, you can help those back in the community. At least you give them whatever knowledge you know. Now another tool, knowledge and skills, and also labor. So here you have to give your time, you have to give your knowledge and your skills, and also labor. Now there's no need for us to go through it, but if there is a need for you to get it copied down, you may do so. Now a lesson activity. Teachers in the receiving schools, these are needs that have been identified in our school community, but you may have your own needs. The needs that you have may be different from the needs that we have in this school. And the needs that have been identified, we have 4 of them. One is flowers. Now flowers means there has to be flowers planted in the school. At the moment, our school doesn't have any flowers growing around the school grounds. We also have to have incinerator. The school doesn't have one. We also have to have market benches and also outdoor seats. Once again, teachers, those are the needs that this school has. Your needs may be different from the needs that we have here. Now, what we will be doing for this activity, you have where it says here, you have the second column, it says importance. We have flowers and then it says importance. You have to write down why flowers are important. Why is it important to have flowers planted? Why is it important to have incinerator? Now in your case, you may not be able to have incinerators. You may have rubbish holes dug, probably for your rubbish to be thrown. And in our case, as this is a school in an urban area, we need to have an incinerator. Now, market benches. Why is it important to have market benches? At the moment, our school doesn't have market benches. We actually have our mothers sitting on the ground doing their selling. Outdoor seats. Now, in our school, we have a lot of students, and it is always best to sit down comfortably where you are able to eat what you get for your lunch and also for your snacks. So, for outdoor seats, you also write down the importance. Why is it important to have outdoor seats? Now, I'd like us to have a look at what we have to do for priority. There are 4 needs identified. Class in here, you're going to look at each of those needs and you think about which need should be the first one. So if you say, outdoor seats needs in this school, the school really needs outdoor seats, then you write number 1 here. And just look at the others, which one you should think should be the second one, you write number 2. Now your priority depends on the resources that the school has, or the place, okay, the site where all these needs can be met. And for example, like flowers. At the moment, we have to consider that we haven't been having rain for a long time. So is it wise to plant flowers now? There's something for you to think about. Okay, so that is how you are going to be filling in all this. Now your importance, I don't like you to make it very long. It can be 3 words or 4 words a sentence. Thank you. If I can have the runners to come and get your papers. Let's see. Now group leaders, if you can just give a responsibility to every person in the group. Example, like group 1. Okay, we may have the 2 boys talking about the importance of flowers. And maybe Messi could be talking about the importance of incinerator. In that way, you can get things done quickly. And Patricia could be for market benches, and Helen for outdoor seats. So you come up with your importance quickly and have them recorded in the paper that you have. incinerator, that is where rubbish is burned. You know, they tried to build one there, here, and they did not complete it. So it's a place specially prepared, and they have a sort of a chimney or something like this. So once rubbish is burned, the smoke goes up there. So it's a place made properly for burning rubbish. At the moment, we don't have that. We have only drums, and we burn our rubbish in the drums, and all the drums are stored. Yeah, just one. Which one should be the first one? Just number one. And then which should be the second? Right, number two next to it. So like, yeah, if you say this is one, then where it says priority, this is the first priority, then where you say priority, you write number one. Okay? If you say incinerator is the second priority, you write number two. You don't have to follow that in order. Pardon? They are all in here. You have to put this one in order. So where it says outdoor seats, if you say that's your first priority, one there. Okay, if you say flowers to be planted is your second priority, you write two there. Okay. You okay? You finished now? Okay, let's see.
That's all.
Thank you. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to have one person from the group, two people, okay? One holds the paper and one goes through quickly what you have. Okay.
Where can I do it?
Now this is what we are going to do, a class. I will have two people, okay? Two students from each group will come. One holds the paper, another one goes through quickly what you have. So we are now going to be starting with group one, and then we will go around until we have everyone. Now, after you have presented your work, you are going to take the papers back with you, and when you are all back in your seats, then we will go through again to fill this tally sheet up. So if I can have a group one, there should be two people, one to hold the paper and one to read. Okay, group one. Now it has to be a male and female. I don't like to have two girls or two boys from a group. Who's going to read? Okay, let's have Helen over there, and you come here, okay. Up higher. Okay, we have group one with this.
The number one.
Just tell us your importance quickly.
Sit back and relax while. Number two, keep our school clean. Number three, for mothers to sit and sell. Number four, to beautify the place.
Very good, thank you. If you had listened to Brendan, he's covered the importance and the priority together. What Brendan and Helen did, because outdoor seats is the first priority, so he said, okay, our first priority is outdoor seats. He read what they have, and then to the second one, third, and fourth. So I'd like you all to try and do that so we can get through quickly. Thank you. Group two, keep it so we will come to the tally sheet, so you will have to read that out. You have to hold it right up. Yeah, like that. So she sees it. We have group two.
Okay, our importance for the flowers is beautify the place, incinerator to burn rubbish, marketplaces, market benches, for the mothers to put the food on, and outdoor seats for students to sit on. Our first priority, second priority, third and fourth priority.
Very good, thank you. Group three, move quickly, please.
The group three's answer for flowers were to beautify the place, and 2 is so that rubbish is not everywhere, and 3 is avoid mothers from sitting on the ground, 4 is so that children can sit down and consume their food. Our priorities are: number 1 is outdoor seats, 2 avoid mothers sitting on the ground, 3 flowers to beautify the place, and 4 so that rubbish is not everywhere.
Very good. Thank you. Fourth group, move quickly. Pass this back to those 2 groups.
Flower to prevent that, flower to
Marilyn,
beautify
hold
the
the paper up. Yeah.
flower important beautify the place, to keep the rubbish, and market benches are to prevent dust to get onto the food, and outdoor seats to prevent students sitting on the ground.
Okay, good. Thank you. We have group 5.
Importance for flowers to beautify the school, incinerator, keep the school clean, market benches, prevent dust getting on food, outdoor seats, useful for students to sit on at lunchtime. Priorities: 1 for outdoor seats, 2 for incinerator, 3 for market benches, and 4 for flowers.
Good, thank you. Group 6, move. Francis, move quickly.
The first priority for the first priority is outdoor seats, to sit outside for fresh air. The second priority is incinerator, to put rubbish in. The third priority is market benches, keep food off the ground. The fourth priority is flowers, to beautify the place.
Good, thank you. Let's have the last group, please.
Importance: beautify the place, keep the area clean, prevent dust from getting onto the food, and outdoor seats so that you can settle well and eat well. Our priorities: number 4, 2, 3, and 1.
Okay, good, thank you. Now, this is what we are going to do. Teachers, that is how I've tried to analyze, especially what the activity that we have done, especially on the needs that have been identified. But if you know of other ways that you can get yours done, you may do so. But this is how we are going to analyze what we have found out from the needs identified. Now, this is what we are going to do. I will go through the groups quickly. You're going to give me your priorities in order from 1 to 4. So we will start with group 1. You're going to tell me which one is your first priority, whether it's need 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you have to give me that quickly. Which need is your first priority? Okay, so they have 4. Go through quickly. Three is 2. 3, 4. Okay, group 2. Can we go through quickly? Have the what?
Second is incinerator.
Third is market benches.
Third, market benches.
Fourth is flowers.
Group 3, quickly.
1 is tree.
1 is
Tree.
3. The third need is your first priority, is it? Or the
Yes.
fourth need?
No, the third need.
Pali?
Sorry, 4.
4. Need for is a first priority.
3.
2, 4,
3.
and 3. Okay, let's have a group 5. Sorry, group 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
1 is 4. 2 is 2. 3 is 3.
3.
3.
3.
And 4.
Okay, good. 6.
1 is 4.
1 is 4.
2 is 2.
2 is 2.
3 is 3.
3 is 3.
4 is 1.
Thank you. 7.
1 is 4. 3 is 3. Yeah. 3 is 3. 2 is 2. And 4 is 1.
Okay, now we are going to only look at the first priority. We won't go through the second, third, and fourth because knowing the first priority that will help us to know the need that is required, especially at the moment at the school or our school community. So we have a look at it, and we see need 1. Need 1, we don't have first priority there. This is 4th, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 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 okay? Now, need 2, we don't have any first priorities there. Okay, so that's none there, here, none. Need 3, once again, we don't have any first priorities. Need 4, we have about 7. So which means we have come up with need 4 as the priority, and that is what we will be working on this term. Our first priority is going to be the outdoor seats. Okay, thank you. Teachers, like I said, that is another strategy that we have used. Instead of going out for surveys and collecting information and getting back to the classroom, I've done the survey myself and identified the needs in the school community, and we got the students to do that, and we have come up with the need that is outdoor seats. Now, a key phrase for this lesson is specific needs. And Regina, what is our specific need for our school community? What is the specific need for the school community identified in this lesson?
Outdoor seats.
Outdoor seats, very good, thank you. Now, our next lesson activity will be on community and cooperative projects. Once again, earlier in the lesson, I've told you for homework, just try to find out more about what especially cooperative projects are. You know what community projects are, but I'd like you to find out more or get more information on what cooperative projects are. And with that, good morning, class. Good morning, students in our student schools and teachers for your participation.
Good morning, Mrs. Watagas. And thank you for your lesson.
Receiving schools, here's your reference for the next lesson. Strand, substrand, outcome, topic, materials, and reference.